I'd like to ask that 7238 be before the committee. This is a bill sponsored by Representative Silva. It provides a sales tax exemption for works of art sold in Central Falls and designated areas of Cumberland. And Mr. Ron Barron has signed up for it. Good evening, Ron.
Good evening. Thank you very much. My name's Ron Barron. I'm with the Broad Street Regeneration Initiative, which is out of the Blackstone Valley Tourism Council. And I have been working very closely with the City of Central Falls and Cumberland and the City of Pawtucket to try to put this legislation together. The idea behind this is that we have seen how the Arts District worked in Pawtucket, and it's worked extremely well. We've got a lot of figures that we've seen. That's one thing from the Pawtucket Foundation, which is an organization that supports this bill. They were saying that they have seen more than $500,000 in new taxes come into Pawtucket. They've seen 118 businesses open in Pawtucket in just 2011. And that has all been done through the repurposing of abandoned mills and old structures and all of those things that Herb actually was able to talk about earlier. And the reason why this came about was because the community has realized that the mill district in Pawtucket is not an isolated thing. It is actually a regional thing. And the conditions that exist in downtown Pawtucket exist in Central Falls, and it exists in Valley Falls and Cumberland. And so the idea is to have two new districts that essentially complement the one that already exists in Pawtucket. And we have a lot of community support on this. I have a list of about 9 different supporters who've provided written testimony. They unfortunately weren't able to be here, and I know you guys have a very short amount of time. So,
however, if you do have their letters,
I do. Actually.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I don't have copies for everyone, but the clerk said that he would provide those for you. So.
That's right.
And I also, with this packet, I also brought the original copies of the original council resolutions from Central Falls and in Cumberland, so that you could have those for the records as well.
Thank you. We'll make sure that they're in the record and forwarded. Any questions for Mr. Barron? Yes, Representative Ferry.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to say thank you for your patience for waiting all night.
Oh, well, thank you for hearing me.
And I appreciate your testimony. This is a growth area in Rhode Island, and it's nice to see that our cities that initially supplied the growth with mills are reinventing themselves and doing artwork and creating economic growth for us.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that Herb had touched on that I think is very important is that those mills right now are very underutilized. There's a lot of space that could be repurposed for productive use. There's one building alone on Broad Street has over 7,000 square feet of available space that they haven't been able to lease out. And if there is that kind of production going on, there's mill buildings for sale that constitute another hundreds of thousands of square feet. We don't actually know the numbers yet, but we are actually working on that. And it would be wonderful to be able to see this used for new productive uses and not left to sit and catch fire, as they are known to do, or other damaging things that hurt the community.
Thank you. Any further questions? No? Thank you very much. I appreciate your testimony.
All right, thank you very much.
And that concludes House Finance Committee hearing for this evening. We will be meeting again tomorrow in this room at noontime. Thank you, Representative Ferry, Representative Hearn, and Representative Valencia. And I'm Eileen Norton, and I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
We now join the committee.